everyone, this is Nikki Rowland for Bramble Fox, and today I am making a layout using one of the new sets that's available in the store. It has the really beautiful hot air balloons, so they have the white hot air balloon plus the basket with the multicoloured inserts and two smaller hot air balloons as well, which one is in turquoise and one is in pink. They obviously match the inner parts of the other hot air balloon as well. I'm also using the Create Mess Havoc art set that was in the January Fox box, but I never got around to using, so I thought I would incorporate the two together. The colours went perfectly, I have already thought about this layout before I turned on the camera, I've cut up part of a piece of Pink Fresh Studio paper, the one with the rainbow on it, I'm going to put that onto the left side of my layout and have my photos at the bottom of the layout. I wanted to create some clouds for the sky because I've got hot air balloons so I just fussy cut a cloud shape. I drew it basically and then cut it out, and then I've put some doodled black lines around the edge to make it stand out too. That went really well with the rainbow because the rainbow has doodled black lines around the stripes as well. So that's the basic bones of my layout. So the rainbow on the left, followed with the cloud and the hot air balloons in the sky, and then photos of my crazy daughter making the Colosseum model, which is a school project, and she is definitely creating mess havoc art. I thought these went really well together. I love the rainbow, and the hot air balloons go so well with rainbows, and then the whimsical arty bits and pieces as well. So yeah. Okay, so you can see roughly how my layout's going to look. I just wanted to mount my photos. I've got a pink journaling card behind the first photo that says thinking about. That's at the top, so I've offset that so you can still see the thinking about. And then the photo on the right is just mounted on another journaling card. It's kind of like a yellow print, I'm putting it in the left photo into a little Pink Fresh Studio pocket as well. So I really like that little pocket. It goes really well with the green and the pink. Those two colours appear in my rainbow layout. Also the green in the photo brings it all kind of together quite well. Okay, so you can see roughly how it's looking. I wanted to cover up the bottom left part of the rainbow so that the scene kind of flowed seamlessly into my photos rather than have a like a harsh edge on the left side. So that's why my photos are going to sit there. So I'm just getting it all stuck in place now so that I know roughly where everything's going, and then once it's all stuck, once all those bits are stuck in place, then I can start adding some embellishments. So yeah, this is a new set available in the store. It's so pretty, the hot air balloons. Even if you didn't have photos of art, you've probably got something that will work well with hot air balloons. The rainbows that are currently all the rage work so well. It's like kind of like a sky scene, I suppose. So yeah, definitely check out that set in the store. So I'm just wrapping some gold thread through that tag because the tag's got a hole in it, so I wanted it to have something tied through it. So I've just wound some gold thread around it a few times and securing it on the back with some tape, and then that is okay to get stuck down. So yeah, just working on that. I'm going to secure the photos at the top with foam pads just so they stand up a little bit, so they have some dimension. And I also want to extend out the photo cluster that I've got going on here. I want to make it a much wider cluster. So you can see I'm starting to build up the corners just with some Pink Fresh Studio die cut flowers, so floral ephemera. Yeah, I'm just tucking those under my photos and yeah, extending the cluster. So now just coming back and working on the sky scene a little bit more. I wanted to add some clouds. Like I said, I've got that giant cloud that I made, but I've got some bits from the Lollipop Box Club, and I wanted to just bring in some of those pieces of ephemera. They're really pretty, lots of different colours. That's from the February March box, I think. I think it's oh no, I can't remember what it's called. But it's a really lovely kit. It's got lots of rainbows in, lots of clouds, so it went really well with this layout. So I've just pulled out the bits that worked and put them in the top in the sky. You've got some big ones, little ones, tiny ones, and then I'm just adding some more to those photo clusters on either side of the photos. So I've got some more flowers. I've added in the scissors and the paintbrush from the Create Mess Havoc art set. I believe that's still available in the Bramble Fox store, so if you didn't get one in your if you don't subscribe to the box and you didn't get January's Fox box, then you might be able to pick that up in the shop. I will link it below. Yeah, so I'm just putting those bits in, making sure everything's stuck down. I'm going back up to the sky now, so just sticking those pieces of ephemera with foam pads. I want them mostly to stand up. So the cloud right at the top is a sticker, so that one's stuck flat. I've got some other ones that are stuck flat too, but the pieces of ephemera, I wanted them to stand up. So I'm just decorating the little hot air balloons there. I've just put a heart on both. So on the pink one, I've put a pink puffy heart. On the green one, I've put a teeny tiny heart sticker that's from the Lollipop Box Club. So they look really cute with the hearts on there. So just getting my perspective stuck in place. I tend to stick them with Glossy Accents, which is a strong wet glue, holds them in place, although it takes a little while to dry, so it's not instantly dry, but sometimes I just put something on top of them to weigh them down a bit, but otherwise I give a good amount of the wet glue and then just leave it to dry for several hours. Yeah, I mean it'll start to stick a little bit after a few minutes, but it won't be completely dry. It would definitely be movable if you were to touch it, even after a few minutes. But yeah, I say after a few minutes, it will have bonded slightly, so at least it will stay in place and not slide around the page. Okay, so just adding in the bits to the bottom left cluster now. So I'm adding in the paintbrush and the scissors. Now the paintbrush is really long, and I wanted to cover up the end, but I wanted it to still look like a paintbrush, be recognisable. Same with the scissors, so I couldn't tuck the scissors in because they had to all be on display so you could see exactly what they were. I've stuck those in place, and I'm just putting a disc on top. It's a piece of ephemera that says "Never Stop Dreaming," so that will sit nicely on top. And I put my foam pads either side of the paintbrush handle so that it was the right level. Okay, so adding the sewing machine down to the bottom right of the photo and sticking down my Create Mess Havoc art. There is no sewing in these photos, but I'm going with the sewing machine anyway. The paintbrush and the scissors certainly are relevant, but the sewing machine not so relevant to my photos, but that's fine. I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. We do sewing in our house too, so yeah, it kind of fits. So just putting in some twiddles of gold thread to the left of the photo cluster, the left photo cluster. I just wanted some messy tangles to be there, and I'm using gold as an accent colour on this layout. So I've put some down on the right hand side as well, and just wanted to balance it out with one on the left too. Just adding in some of these lovely flare, chipboard flare stickers. I've got one on the bottom right that says Explore, and then one on the bottom left which is just a floral pattern, and then I've got the little heart piece of ephemera stuck in place there as well. So just coming in with a puffy sticker here that says I love this part. I do complain a lot about school projects, but actually really I love them. It's always good to do something. It means that we spend some quality time together doing something fun, and normally it ends up being something that she's very, very proud of. My boy as well, he does school projects too, but mostly my daughter at the moment, because she's a bit older, so she has quite a few bits like this to do, at least one per term, or half term, one per half term. Yeah, the Colosseum was probably the most challenging one yet, but we did a good job. We'll find out this week what's next, what the next assignment is. So I wonder how challenging that one will be. Okay, so I'm just embellishing my rainbow now with some enamel dots, and I'm going colour on colour, of course. So I've got pink enamel dots on the pink stripe and blue enamel dots on the blue stripe, etc. So I just liked how that looked. It just added some extra details to the sky. Just flirted with the idea of adding some puffy stickers, more puffy stickers there, but didn't in the end. Also thinking about adding one of these bows. Me and these bows have a bit of a love-hate relationship, so in the end I decided not to use them. I'm just going to kind of stick with the layout as it is. Just having a bit of a half-time tidy up here. Just tidying up my workstation. When I don't really know what else to do, I just have a bit of a tidy up, and then I can make a decision as to what else needs doing. Okay, so just getting out some Shimmers paint there. That's just a spray bottle of pink, and I am just adding some splatters. It's quite a soft pink, and I'm adding some splatters around my layout. So to the two clusters, and also to the sky as well. And actually, I have a blob of that paint that has gone onto the hot air balloons, particularly the pink one. It's quite a large splatter, and actually it's dried and is perfect. The acrylics take the paint really, really well, and you can see all the shimmer in the paints as well. Don't be afraid to if you get splatters on your acrylics, unless you don't want them there, of course, but if you don't mind them, then they dry really nicely. Okay, so just handwriting in my journaling there, and that is me done. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. You can find this set in the store, so head over there and see if you can get yourself a set. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.